everyone, Old School Pokemon here. Today's video, I'm going to show you how I pull, package, and mail all of my eBay orders without the use of packing slips. So, as you can see right here, I'm on my eBay sales page, awaiting shipment. I currently have 51 orders totaling $2,134.35. Today is Tuesday, November 8th, as I'm recording this video. Total sales figure and the total orders figure. Not all of those are actually mine. I did have a bunch of consignment auctions ending last Sunday, so I would say maybe 10 or 15 of the orders are consignment auctions, and then about half of the dollar amount is also consignments. So just to give you guys a rough idea on that. So step one for me is going to be to actually go through this list right here. I don't want to show you it just because it shows the buyer's username and their full name, so I won't show you that stuff. Yeah, so first step is to go through the list, pull everything in order, and then organize it into a few different piles. I'll talk about that here in a minute. But one thing I did want to point out while we're looking at this screen right here. So on the right-hand side of the orders page, there's a drop-down menu, Sort By. The default option, I believe, is either date buyer paid or date item sold, something like that. I always change that to the buyer's username. So basically what that does is it sorts the orders page according to the buyer's username in reverse alphabetical order. So starting off with the Z's going all the way down to the A's. The reason why I do that is because every now and then you'll have someone come along and purchase multiple items under different transactions, basically creating different orders. So when you have the sort by set to date buyer paid or date item sold, those orders might be in different locations on your orders page. Whereas if you sort it by the buyer username, all of those orders are going to be lumped together under that buyer's username. So that way you'll be able to easily figure out that all of those cards went to the same buyer. You'll be able to pack everything into one order and mail everything within one package, saving you a little bit on shipping. So that's what I wanted to point out there. I'm going to go through and pull all 51 orders, and I will be back with you guys in a minute to talk about how I organize everything after pulling it from my inventory. Okay, so it's about a half hour later. I've pulled all 51 orders that I have to ship out today, and this is kind of how I organize everything. So this first stack of cards right here are all of the PWEs that I'm mailing out today. This goes in order from, like I said, I sort everything by the buyer username. So the first username, whatever, like Z, will go here, and then the next one, so on and so forth, all the way up to A. Same thing with here. I have all of these cards that'll be mailed within a bubble mailer. Either they're too thick to mail PWE, or the total order is over $20, so I really can't mail PWE. So that's what all those ones are. All the graded cards, we have a whole bunch of single graded cards right here. I put them backwards if someone orders multiple cards. So like this order has 3 cards in it, and then we have a bunch of single card orders as well. And then all of these cards actually went to one person. So that's all just one order right there. So that's the graded cards right there. And then we have all the kind of miscellaneous stuff that doesn't fit into one of these categories right here. We got a whole bunch of pins today, which is awesome. We got some coins as well for the pin doubters out there with my pin trade to Rusty, just to kind of give you guys a quick little update. So today I sold 2 sets of, we have 7 of the 8 Kanto gym badges. I sold these for 30 bucks a piece, so $60 total on that order right there. And then I also sold a set of 4 Pokemon World Championship from different years. These came from the World Championship decks, but you get 4 total. I sold this for $20. So in total, we had $80 worth of pin sales today, which is awesome. Obviously, that's not what I'm making on the pin sales, but just to give you guys an idea on that. The 2 smaller pins, those are from Modern Collection boxes. So sell those for $7.50 a piece. After all of the fees and shipping, I'm making like $1 or $2 a piece, because the pins you can't ship PWE. You got to go first class mail, which costs right around $4. So that's where the majority of the money from those sales go. But anyway, that is everything that I have pulled from my inventory. Next step is to go to the computer, and I'm going to start with the PWEs, check all of those off from my orders tab, print all the envelopes for that. Then I'm going to go to the bubble mailers, print all the labels for that. All of this stuff, print all the labels, and then all the graded cards, print all the labels. So I'll be back with you in a minute, and I'll show you what that next step of the process looks like once everything is actually printed, and then we'll get into actually packaging all of these orders to mail out today. Been about 15-20 minutes, hasn't been very long. I just finished printing all of my labels. I got my PWEs still printing over there. Those take forever to print, so I always start off with those, start printing those. For some reason, like, you know how on the printer you can do like draft print, normal print, or best print? For whatever reason, I can't do draft print on eBay standard envelopes. So not really sure why, but so like defaults to normal printing, and it just takes forever. So I always start with those, get those printing, print all my other labels. Next up, I'm going to start packaging everything, and then finally I'll package the PWEs once those are actually done. So the biggest thing with this is you have to keep everything in order, and you have to know the order of everything. I always do it the same exact way every day that I ship stuff out. I always start off with the bubble mailers, then I go to this kind of non-uniform stuff that really doesn't fit into one pile or the other, and then I go to the graded cards last. You can check the weights every once in a while. So for example, my last pin lot is going to be, or my last pin package is going to be this one right here. The weight on this one is 1 ounce. So the next package is going to be this lot of 3 graded cards. The weight on this one is going to be 10 ounces. So I can double check that the weight on this one is 1 ounce, and then my next one should be 10 ounces. So that kind of double checks me a little bit. And then same thing with when I get to the end of the graded cards, which is right here. So when I finish packaging this card, this Pikachu right here, my next package should be a priority mail medium flat rate box. So if it's not, I know I screwed up somewhere, and that does happen on occasion. Very rarely does that happen. It has happened to me before where I package all the PWEs and then realize I have one left over, or something with the labels gets screwed up or something like that. But like I said, very rare occasion that does happen, maybe a couple times a year. So anyway, that's gonna be my next step, is actually packaging all of these orders, getting them ready to go out in the mail today. So I'll be back with you guys in a minute with one final update, kind of showing you guys everything. And here is the final result. All 51 orders ready to go to the post office. That'll be the next step here. So in total, it took me about 20 minutes to actually package everything. So you're looking at, in total amount of time, half hour to pull everything. I forgot to mention in the beginning of this video, while I'm pulling all of my orders, you probably noticed this when I showed you everything. While I'm pulling all of the orders, I'm also putting them into kind of like the inner packaging that I'm going to use. So that way, when I go back to actually package everything, all I'm doing is really putting it into one of the bubble mailers or one of the PWEs. For the graded cards, I do use these like bubble pouches. So I put the graded card in there and then seal it up and put it into one of the bubble mailers. But everything else is kind of pre-packaged, ready to go. So pulling everything, pre-packaging everything took me about a half hour. Printing all of the labels took me about 20 minutes. And then actually packaging everything took me another about 20 minutes. So in total, looking at just over an hour to package 51 orders, so just over a minute per order, which is right around what I typically average when I've timed myself before. That's kind of my process right there. Like I said, I like doing it this way as opposed to printing out packing slips, but that's kind of just how I've always been doing it and how I'll continue to do it in the future. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this type of video. Definitely let me know if you want to see more of this type of stuff in the future. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.